Do we have amazing technologies hidden from us? What's gonna happen with the economy? And who will be the next president of the United States? Welcome to Mystery Teachings. My name is Gergő and I hope you are well, and if you are new to the channel, then greetings and namaste. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to episode number 30, Predictions 2023, part 2, Choose Your Side. So, where we finished last time, I mentioned how do we predict, and I gave you some ideas, and today I'd like to start with a little bit of spiritual point of view when it comes to predictions. And that's quite simple, talking about our chakra system, our energy system in the body. And basically our top two chakras, the third eye and the crown chakra, they are the ones that can help with that, because the crown is pretty much our spirituality. That's our connection to our higher self, or guide, or angels. I don't know how you want to call it, but you can call it multiple different names. So basically that's our spiritual guidance, or we can say intuition as well. So with other words, we can feel when something is a true story or not, when something makes sense or not, something is really attracting us, or really like, no thank you, this news is not for me. So that's the crown chakra. And the third eye is basically seeing the world as it is, you know. I would say that we should call it the first eye, actually, because that's your ability, or that's your power, using this chakra to really see what's going on, and the ability to see through the illusion and find out what's illusion and what's real. You know, having a little bit of knowledge about these chakras, or clearing these chakras, or meditating for these chakras is very, very, very helpful. And I could even mention the throat chakra, because that's what helps you to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, and speak those things actually, and talk about those things with other people that you see with your third eye, and receive it as a guidance or as an intuition. And this is how you can predict the future. So on top of what I said so far, but let's continue with where we finished in part 1. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. But basically we finished with fake news, and I showed you a video about the fake news, and basically the prediction is that they will start talk about real things and the truth is coming out this year anyway, and it will come out in or through mainstream media as well, especially the news channels, and you know, those famous ones. They already started talking about the truth. Now, why is that? There's a long story for that probably, but it's a little bit of Q and the white hats, as I said last time. It's a little bit of ascension that's happening globally everywhere. We're heading towards 5D, we're heading towards a higher consciousness. We receive upgrades, DNA upgrades, energy upgrades. There are different portals open, so there's a lot of things going on, but I don't want to go into that. But this is the reason why I believe the media is telling already the truth, and it will come out even more on a much, much higher level. So what we finished with, there was fake news, and I wanted to show you 2 short videos regarding what we discussed last time, but you definitely haven't seen it in the media. And the first one is about these 15-minute cities, and you know, you cannot really leave your neighborhood, and you have these I don't know what these are, these wooden little boxes implemented everywhere on the roads. Now, here is a good video that you probably haven't seen on mainstream media, and it will make you go, It's quite sad. I would say. And, this is when we need to think, like, do we need this or not? Do we want this or not? Is it good for anyone at all or not? But anyway, let's move on to the other one, which was about King Charles. I mentioned this in the previous part, but I didn't show you the video when I mentioned that outside of Westminster Abbey during the coronation, there was huge crowd, a lot of people, and they were chanting like, "Not my king, not my king." Now, this is the video I wanted to show you now. Alright, and then what I told you a little bit earlier, that the media is already spreading some real news, and recently you probably hear about these pedophile stories and child trafficking and all of that. I talk about that for a couple of years, not that often and not too much, because it's just a really sad and really ugly story. So, and I want to keep my vibration as high as possible, but here is a video about Instagram, which will surprise you probably, but I would say it's true, and decide for yourself. Here we go.
Related to buying and selling child sex material. One shocking example was a hashtag involving preteen sex. And despite the platform's algorithm promoting this type of content to other users, it's unclear how this network slipped under the nose of Instagram's parent company, Meta, and its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. Meta is now responding to the Wall Street Journal's findings, telling Fox Business in a statement, quote, "Between 2020 and 2022, these teams dismantled 27 abusive networks. And in January 2023, we disabled more than 490,000 accounts for violating our child safety policies."
Let's continue with Q, and this is a good one. Fake pic push by MSM. Okay. Videos backup. Google kill, YouTube kill, Facebook kill, Twitter kill, Yahoo kill, Bing kill, Instagram kill, net will be paused. Hammer on the clock. Q. So he or them, Q mentioned multiple times that net will be paused. Internet will be paused. So that's quite interesting. And then if we look at the next one, you probably heard about this by now, that Burisma executive who allegedly paid Hunter and Joe Biden has 17 recordings, which is interesting because of the number 17. I mentioned that multiple times before. That's Q's number, and Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet, so any article with number 17 is always interesting. And of course, when this news came out, what happened? They indicted Trump for the second time. And probably this is one of the reasons why Trump always says, in reality, they're not after me, they're after you, I'm just in the way. And here is one of the videos when he also said it.
In reality, they're not after me, they're after you. And I just happen to be the person that's in the way. That's what they're after.
Now, this is interesting. Some of the executive orders from Trump, one of them is 13848, imposing certain sanctions in the event of foreign interference in the United States election. But the other one is even more interesting, 13818, blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption. And as you can see it here, it's not only applied to pedophiles and human traffickers, it also applies to everyone involved in the COVID hoax and the subsequent crimes against humanity involving the vaccine. So this is what I said, justice will come, and everyone who was involved in this will be held accountable. And maybe this is why there was this interesting conversation between Trump and Hillary Clinton at the presidential debate in 2016. Check this out.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
And then we have this one. he shared someone's post saying the man who saved more children from sex trafficking than any other president. And he said when he shared it, "True and thank you." So about adrenochrome, as I said before as well, I really don't like to go into this detail, but here is a short clip about how the media was talking about this. So, as I said before, make your own decision.
How far would you go to look and feel younger?
Scientists may have found a real fountain of youth.
The startup claims to have found the fountain of youth, and it is young blood.
If true, this is huge, right?
Dr. Jesse Karmazin believes the fountain of youth is filled with blood, young blood, preferably that of a person under the age of 25.
What if you could reverse the aging process simply by getting a blood transfusion?
That's what a new company called Ambrosia claims to do.
Controversial new treatment that may hold promise, but at a price.
It does appear to reverse the aging process.
Dr. Jesse Karmazin is talking about transfusions with the young blood from teenagers, and he says it just may turn back the hands of time. That blood is going to patients over 35 as part of a clinical trial called Ambrosia, where subjects paid $8,000 to get the rich growth factors found in the platelets in blood's plasma. There have not been any published results, but the intriguing concept still found its way into pop culture.
It's my transfusion associate.
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Looks like adrenochrome. Adrenochrome. Does that mean something?
Push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Much of the film focuses on the organized system within Hollywood for grooming and then abusing children.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh, yeah.
The more you research, the crazier you sound to ignorant people, and it's true with this story as well. And I want to show you something about Trump, one last thing. When he was asked about the QAnon conspiracy theory, and he had that famous answer I mentioned before, but here is the video, check it out.
The crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind? Or
well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, you know, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there, and we are actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy.
So regarding the question, who will be the next president of the United States, let me show you a short clip from Joe Biden and his popularity, and then another one from the Trump campaign, and I think it will give you the answer. But I think if someone is really researching and someone knows what's really going on in the world, it's probably not a question who will be the next president of the United States. My answer is obviously Donald Trump, but here are the videos, and after we continue with something else.
Progress on dealing with gun violence. Because make no mistake, sit down, you'll hear what I have to say. You think you fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Here's a question for you. Just how far are the radical left and inside the Beltway bandits willing to go to stop him? They all know they hate him for winning the fight to protect life, for exposing their deep state, for draining their precious swamp. And they already know he'll crush Biden. So like a pack of rabid wolves, they attack. So let's impeach him. Let's get tainted radical left prosecutors to charge him. Let's conspire with Hillary and the FBI with fake stories about him. All to distract from Biden's incompetence, weakness, and money-grabbing corruption. But here's the thing, he'll never blink. That's called having the courage of your convictions. And it's why he's our president.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Now we continue with technologies, especially hidden technologies or ancient technologies. And I just put this picture here because we all learned about Thomas Edison, and he's the father of the light bulb, and you know, like he was really worshipped in school, but we didn't really learn about Nikola Tesla and his greatness, and he was a great inventor. And it's just one example, but I'd like to show you two short videos, one of them about stargates, yes, you heard it right, and the other one is about technologies that will blow your mind, simply. I would put it that way. So after, we will continue with something else again.
In the early 1900s, a series of remarkable stone structures were discovered in remote locations around the world. These amazing artifacts, known as stone stargates, captivated the imagination of archaeologists, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike. Carved with intricate patterns and symbols, their true purpose remained shrouded in mystery. Ancient folklore, however, spoke of these stargates as devices used by civilizations from distant solar systems to travel across the cosmos. By the 1950s, almost all the stargates had vanished without a trace. Fueling rumors of government cover-ups and hidden agendas, some theorized that governments around the world systematically confiscated the stargates and concealed them in top-secret facilities. Their whereabouts remain unknown.
Quite mind-blowing, right? And I just wanted to put this picture here, the documentary called Above Majestic. So if you want to learn more about technologies, ancient technologies, hidden technologies, and so on, this is a really good 2 hours documentary. Highly recommended. So make sure you check it out. But now let's move on to another topic, which is New World Order, World Economic Forum, Great Reset, you know, Agenda 2030, and so on. Here's a quote about from Rockefeller: "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." That tells a lot. So, you know, they don't want us to think for ourselves, for others. They just want us to work. And obviously the famous one, you will own nothing, you will be happy. I'd like to show you a couple of clips about the World Economic Forum, and then also after these you will see a short clip from TV when they explain it and expose it to actually what it is. And finally, the last one will be about a really fake guy who I really don't like for a long time, and I said that many times to so many people, and that's Sadhguru. But why is that? You will see it in that clip.
I mean, all this story about Jesus rising from the dead and being the Son of God, this is fake news. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will. COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin. What we have seen so far, it's corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. We're now seeing mass surveillance systems established even in democratic countries, which previously rejected them.
I mean, first of all, we have to accept the World Economic Forum is a fanatical political organization that uses fear and manipulation like COVID hysteria, like the hoax of global warming, to really facilitate people thinking that somehow they're the saviors, but really all you're doing is helping them accomplish their goal, which really is a global public-private fascist movement and fusion of big government, big tech, big money, to create a technocratic ruling elite, which conveniently is them. And really, Laura, if you want to look at it a different way, too, with the World Economic Forum, they want to create feudalism 2.0, in which we are serfs and they are the lords ruling over us. You'll have nothing and be happy, is one of the things that comes out of Davos. That's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for feudalism in which we are serfs and we should be happy that they are ruling over us.
So in the session we just attended here at the Economic Forum, I think there was a sense of relief, actually, in your frankness. You brought up some issues that others are reluctant to bring up.
Always. All the religious groups are against me because I'm talking about population. They want more souls. I want less on the planet.
Did you hear that? All the religious groups against me. I want less soul, and he's laughing. So, as I said before, you decide for yourself, but I don't like the guy, that's for sure. Anyway, let's move on to economy, little bit of good news, if you like. Gold and silver is legal tender, and the gold standard is coming back. Okay, that's interesting. Now here is what Trump said about it. And after, there's a short clip of the new currency, the new United States notes, that will also surprise you a little bit. Here we go.
Bringing back the gold standard would be very hard to do, but boy, would it be wonderful. We'd have a standard on which to base our money.
And if it's not enough, let me show you another one about the US Treasury and the Federal Reserve, which is kind of also mind-blowing.
Did some digging this morning and found this record. And this is a UCC financing statement with the United States of America Department of Defense. Look who's the debtor. The Federal Reserve System. That's who prints the money. And it's in a trust, $14 trillion. Who is a jurisdiction organization of the United States of America, but lowercase, right? The lower USA. We know what that is. But that's not even a kicker. This is the kicker. Miscellaneous, in brackets, with this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. But look what they included in their lien. As all real men with hands and legs and all real land in the United States of America, $14 trillion, with trust in God, this real estate is with the public. So it's all the people with hands and legs. They put a lien on your body.
And then after a short clip from Dan Pena, I shared a lot of clips from him on my social media. And this is what he says about Bitcoin.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. Bitcoins, I called the top of the market in December 2017 when it was $19,600. I said, if you have Bitcoin, sell half, keep half. This is the top. Nobody listened to me. If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know, 100%. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, and you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know, 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
And now, as you can see it on the screen, protests worldwide, they happening. This is what I said many times, that more and more people get united, and that's pretty awesome. And I'd like to show you one about the crowd of Donald Trump. And just check out how many people are there. It's a huge crowd. Here we go.
These explosions of bullshit.
So waking up is not enough, you will have to unite. And the other one is one of my favorites, that no one said that taking down a 6,000-year-old death cult would be easy. I agree with that. And you know, sometimes people ask the questions, but okay, what about those who just cannot wake up or don't want to wake up? Well, here is the answer from Morpheus from the Matrix movie.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
And this is one of my favorites from Q. It's going to be biblical, the Great Awakening, Q. And he said that actually multiple times, both the Great Awakening and that it's going to be biblical. But how biblical is it gonna be? Here is a short clip for you.
I would want the world to know about Ascension. I would want the world to know that we are very, very close. And all the people on the inside know this. This is the key of disclosure. We are very close to some sort of energetic shift that the sun is going to do. There have already been multiple experiments, I've heard this from several insiders, in which they take ordinary folks and they put them into a room and they zap them with the energy that our sun is going to give off when we go through this change. They become very blissed out. They start to get really telepathic. They can move things with their mind. Everybody kind of goes into a psychedelic trip. Our government knows that this is going to happen, where there's no veil left, where we are wide open to reality.
So I think it's not a question anymore whether the Great Awakening is real or not, because only the blind cannot see it, really. A few years ago, like 2020, 2021, people were, looking at me and others when we said, like, Great Awakening, like, dude, what's wrong with you? But now they can see it, and it's happening all around the world. It's not even a question. What I'd like to add to this thing is, what can you do individually, and what can we do individually to help this humanity movement, if you like, we the 99%, as I said before. So I'm sure you heard about this thing called collective consciousness. If not, I mentioned in previous videos. So basically it's, all our thoughts, our creative power, our emotions that creates our reality. Basically it's adding together, and humanity's collective thoughts and emotions and whatever they create, adding together into one big consciousness. And that's what we call collective consciousness. So, with other words, if we want to change the future for the better, we need to start with ourselves, right? I said that last time, that do the inner work first. Do the shadow work first. Work on yourself first before you work on anything else or anybody else. And that will help the collective consciousness, because you add your energy to the collective. And it's really important whether you support it, or you create thoughts or emotions that's against it. So when you worry about the Great Reset, for example, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And oh my gosh, this is gonna happen. That's supporting really the other side. So with other words, and as you can see, the protest videos all around the world, it's going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So basically, when I say choose your side, it's all about really good versus evil, Great Reset versus Great Awakening, fear versus love, 3D versus 5D. So when I say choose your side, it really means that it's not enough if you just say that, oh yeah, of course, I'm with you guys, yeah, all right, and then doing nothing, or, keep lying to others if that's what you do, for example. So it really starts with us. And when I say choose your side, I encourage you to go inside, do a meditation if you need to, and really think about everything. I know there are people in this world who live in a lie, let's say that way, or built up their life on something that's not entirely true, or they just keep telling themselves that, oh, my life is amazing, and actually they really feel bad in the meantime. For them it will be more difficult probably. But as I said back in 2021, beginning of 2021, that everyone will experience the Great Awakening. There's no exception. And the sooner you wake up, the better. But it's okay, because everybody will be all right. That's my belief, my opinion, and my prediction. So choose your side means that you not just decided, yeah, of course, I'm with humanity, I'm on the good side. It means you don't support the bad guys anymore. It means you don't stay in the matrix anymore, which means, I mentioned, for example, cancel your Netflix subscription, for example, because where does that come from? Or your TV subscription, or Disney, or whatever it is. I'm not saying these are bad things. I love Disney movies, for example, but we keep financing these people because of fear. Or here in the UK, council tax, that's a big topic, for example, and people paying it because of fear. But if you ask the question, what do they give me as an exchange for that money? And you don't really know the answer. Right now, they financing Ukraine, and we don't know. So, but that's another topic. We could talk about it for ages, but that's the point. Choose your side, and not just with words, but with action and with with anything and everything. And if you say you are on humanity's side, then get united, help other people, or seek help if that's what you need. But definitely don't support the matrix and this corrupt system anymore. It's crashing anyway, it's collapsing anyway, so that's a good thing. But the more we have this entire movement, the better. We cannot just sit back and wait for Q or the military or whoever we wait for, that, oh, okay, they will sort out. In the meantime, I will be fine. I don't need to do anything, because it's really about the future. It's really about our future, and the next generations, today's children will be tomorrow's generation and adults and creators and wonderful people. But it's really important what direction humanity will go to. And as I said, I know the answer. I have no doubt. And I always said that we already won, because love and unity and, helping each other and being together as a team, a group of people, is always much more powerful than division and, attack those who are unvaccinated, attack those who are against the system, and so on. Stop doing that, please. Stop doing that, and unite as much as you can. So I just wanted to share this with you, and I'd like to show you a really Groot. I was gonna say good and great together, and that was Groot. So a really great, good video, a couple of minutes, which describes really well what I just told you. And after, I will come back for a few more minutes.
When you're ready to rise up, you'll rise up. All the power you need is in your hands. Now look around you. Our financial systems have been hijacked by a generation of thieves. While you're working harder and harder for less and less, the game is being rigged against you. They're turning all of us into virtual slaves. Looters, at the heart of our financial system, are price-fixing our most precious resources. Food, water, energy, gold. Even the value of money itself is being siphoned away by high-level crooks in a giant mushrooming conspiracy of unstoppable corruption. They're robbing billions of people of trillions of dollars a year, folks. There is no need for austerity measures. There is no need for financial suffering. No need for poverty. There is no scarcity. We are simply the victims of a robbery of unimaginable proportions. We have been fed a lie so vast it oppresses all of humanity. The truth is, there is more than enough to go around. 60 years ago, productivity was increasing so fast, they predicted by today, entire families could live comfortably on the income of just one provider, working only 10 hours a week. They wondered what we'd do with all of our spare time. What happened to that dream? Turns out they were right. What took a full work week back then can be done in just 10 hours today. We have technologies that multiply our efforts 1,000-fold and connect us in ways they never imagined. We are now 100 times richer than in that great heyday of the 50s. We are heirs to a great bounty of prosperity. 70 trillion in the U.S. alone. Over $200,000 for every man, woman, and child. The only reason we don't experience this wealth is because it's being siphoned away by a corrupt criminal class. They loot through giant corporations, raising prices, lowering wages, stealing the fruits of our productivity. Where once whole families prospered with just one provider, now both parents work, delivering 8 times the productivity but struggling to make ends meet. They control the media using hot-button social issues to divide us, brother against brother, so we fight each other while they loot our sacred institutions. They make us fear too big to fail banks collapsing, but if they did, we'd suddenly recover the 8 times our income that's being siphoned away every single day. Don't give yourselves to these crooks who abuse you and enslave you, who steal your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel. Let us burn these leeches off are the creators. And when we come together, we have the power to create whatever future we want.
When you're ready to rise up, you will rise up. I love this video. I think this is awesome and I wanted to share it with you. So there is one more topic left regarding predictions, which I mentioned last time, and that's UFOs, aliens and invasion and attack. And it's like you can hear it in media here and there. They talk about it like Pentagon and the military, and they see objects and all of that. And I wanted to put it in today's video, but I realized that I found so much information, videos, and a lot of really cool stuff that I want to show you. So I decided to put this in a separate video in part 3, and that's what we will continue our predictions with. So next part will be all about aliens and UFO and certain technologies that they will use to fool us, but more details in that one. So for today, I hope you got some value. If there is just one person who's got any value from this video, from what I shared, then it was worth it to record it. And if that's the case, obviously feel free to share it, drop a comment below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I upload a new content. I love you all, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm really grateful if you watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.